Thank you for joining us from wherever you are. We'll also keep you updated on the developments on government's decision to lease portions of the Achimota Forest to the Owu family for development. So stay with us over the next 1 hour. We have details of these plus sports entertainment as well as some more international news if you stay with me. This afternoon, leadership of the Ghana Police Service is in trouble in Nkoranza to de-escalate tensions there after one person was killed when police opened fire into a crowd of protesting youth on Tuesday. At least 9 others were injured in the disturbances, which was instigated by the killing of 27-year-old Albert Donko by police while in custody. The police station in the area was vandalized, with 5 suspects escaping in the process. There has been an easy calm in the area since news of the death of a 27-year-old broke, with traditional authorities issuing an ultimatum to the police to explain circumstances leading to the death of the 27-year-old. Now, even though the chairman of the Bono East Regional Security Council had given assurances the matter will be probed, the residents took matters into their own hands on Tuesday. In videos captured at the scene, some armed policemen are seen in, some visuals there aiming at the crowd of protesting youth, out of which at least 1 person lost his life. We understand 9 persons who were injured have been receiving treatment at the St. Theresa's Hospital in the area. The police hierarchy, led by Director General in charge of Police Administration, who have since touched down in the area, have been engaging some of the parties in an attempt to calm tensions there. So those were some of the pictures from the protest and the destruction of property at the police station yesterday. Correspondent Larry Pakwesi-Moses, who has been in the Nkoranza community since Monday, sent in this report on the latest situation.
A while ago, the high-powered delegation from the national headquarters of the Ghana Police Service just arrived, led by COP Christian Tete Yohonu, who's the Director General in charge of administration. They are currently having a closed-door meeting at the vandalized district police command here in Nkoranza. But let me quickly say that since morning, we've not had any attack from the youth. Almost the roads that were blocked yesterday are now being cleared for commuters and then for drivers. We've also visited the hospital. Now, the confirmed report that we are also having from the hospital indicates that 1 person is confirmed dead, 3 people have been discharged, and 4 people are still on admission, bringing the total number of casualties to 8. According to the sources within the police command, from here, the leader of the delegation, COP Christian Tete Yohonu, will lead his team to visit the palace or the residence of the Omahine for the Nkoranza traditional area in the person of Nana Kwame Bafo, then also visit the hospital where the casualties are. So as you can see from the shots behind me is some of the reinforcements that are in from Kumasi and Accra to beef up their security. For now, there is relatively calm. The whole town is peaceful. As you can see, the roads are now empty, open for traffic, for commuters and then for vehicles. There's nothing untoward as this afternoon. The police are here to make sure that they keep peace and property, as you can see from the shots. From Nkoranza municipality in the Bono East region, Larry Pakwesi-Moses reporting for TV3.
We'll be getting back to Larry Pakwesi-Moses on the latest that's been developing since he last spoke to us. But joining us via Zoom is Dr. Justice Tenkebe. He's Associate Professor of Criminology at the University of Cambridge. Thank you, Doc, for joining me. So I remember when the issue of Ijra came up, I spoke to you on this show and you made mention of some of the excesses when it comes to police crowd control and discharge of firearms during such incidents of crowd control or protest. Now we have another scenario. 1 person has died, at least 9 others are injured and are in hospital. From what you said, does it appear there needs to be a drastic relook at how the police deals with crowds, and how urgent will that call be?
Thank you very much for having me. Yes, I think we are at risk of repeating ourselves time and again, that when we have public order situations and we send police officers there fully armed, we should expect nothing but what we so often see, which is the killing of protesters. And as long as we lack the institutional arrangement to hold officers to account, to minimize the use of excessive force, I'm afraid this will be, there'll be many, many more of such situations.
Now, we understand the root cause of all of this is the death of the 27-year-old in police custody. The family has variously denied that their kinsman was an armed robber. In fact, the mother of a young man we spoke to says he was picked up from their home on that fateful day. Now we are learning he died during an intelligence-led operation. From where you sit as a criminologist, how should the police be dealing with suspects in custody so we do not have many of these suspects die repeatedly and all the narrative from the police is that they died during a shootout with, other suspects or criminals while they were on location?
I think, do the police have the legal right sometimes to use deadly force? We will say, yes, they do have that right. But what happens when they do that? And I think what we have in Ghana is that anytime the police have shot and killed civilians they suspected of being armed robbers, we just accept the police narrative that there was an intelligence-led police action that resulted in the killing of armed robbers and so forth. But we cannot have a democracy in which we simply accept the police's narrative, especially when we have a history of some of these killings proving to be actually illegal. So we can go all the way back to Dansuma and Kotobabi in 2005 or so. Asawasi, we saw what happened. And then, of course, recently in Nigeria and other places. So we cannot accept what the police say as being the full account of what actually happened during some of these incidents. And that is the very reason we have said time and again that we need an independent body that will automatically initiate investigations every time a civilian or a police officer discharges a weapon in the way that we have seen over the years. And we need to do that. And if we don't, and unfortunately, what we have is we lack any credible institution that would investigate these things. And if you don't do that, then of course the local communities are tempted to react the way that we have seen. And I don't think it's in the police's own interest for this situation to prevail. And that's the situation of a lack of an independent investigatory body that will look into some of these killings. Because the one thing the police organization needs and must cherish is its legitimacy. It's public confidence in what it does. And these killings, one, of course, they're wrong, but two, they undermine that very public confidence in them.
I'll have you hold on for me. I'll be returning to you, Dr. Tenkebe. But joining me is Larry Parkwisi-Moses, my colleague, who has been monitoring events since Monday. He's joining us. Larry, what's been the latest? Has that meeting between the top brass of the police service and some stakeholders ended? Hello, Larry.
Yeah, hello, Kamala.
What's the latest? Has that meeting ended?
Yes, a while ago, the meeting ended with COP Christian Teteyowono, the Director General of Administration of the Ghana Police Service. He led the delegation from the national headquarters of the Ghana Police Service. The meeting just ended. We thought they were coming to brief us as to what they have for the media and for that matter, the good people of Ghana. But they said they are not going to brief us now. They are yet to brief us, but our sources close within the police service indicate that we are heading towards the St. Teresa's Hospital, where some victims are on admission, and then also touch base with the family of the 19-year-old boy who died yesterday during the disturbances before they will come back and give us a proper briefing. But we also understand that he will touch base with the Omahini of the Nkoranza traditional area, Nana Kwame Bafo. So for now, calm has been restored in the area. We are yet to have the briefing from the leader of the delegation, COP Christian Tete Yohono Komla.
Thank you, Larry Parkwesi Moses. Keep an eye on developments. We'll be returning to you in the course of a day for any more updates. Doc, before I let you go, are there any other news at all for some of these families who feel hard done by in instances like this? Because not too long ago, there was also the Akachi South situation where a young man, was killed during a protest there. We've not heard much about, investigations to that incident. The youth were up in arms, and now we're having this latest incident. Any options at all for the families?
I think as citizens in a democracy, the option obviously is to put pressure on the powers that be to investigate these cases, to have committees or whatever that will be able to investigate their specific case, but not just a specific instance, but to look beyond that, to think about ways that we can minimize these killings of civilians. And I think, as we've discussed before, this is one of the opportunities that have been missed historically. The latest being the Ajura Committee, which failed to look beyond just that immediate issue of the Ajura killings, to think more broadly about, if you like, ways that we can improve police training, we can minimize the use of force, we can hold police officers to account when they use such a force, and of course, to even have a mechanism of collecting data, analyzing that data about the circumstances that leads to the killing of these civilians, with the aim to, as I say, minimizing some of these things. But unfortunately, we end up with such narrow recommendations that really don't make any difference to the quality of policing.